Hi, welcome back to the Strong and Sexy Studio. My name's Adam McKenzie, and today we're going to talk about how to empower yourself and what are the top 5 action steps that you need to do on a daily basis to be a female who feels more empowered and that has the type of life that I know that you want to have, and that you're going to be a strong and sexy woman the way that we want you to be. So what I wanted to do, and the whole reason why I put this together, and in a lot of my videos I've talked about you as a female feeling empowered, and it's a huge part of what I want to give all of you, but I want you to understand what it truly means from my point of view and how I want you to feel about it. And what I want you to feel is, I want you to feel like there is no challenge too big for you. There is no task, no level of commitment, no new challenge or new experience that's too much for you. That you're so confident, you have so much self-worth, you have so much inner strength and ability, and you trust in that ability and that inner strength now to be able to take on anything you ever wanted to in your life. And if I can give you that, and if you can give yourself the gift of that, you're going to be the most amazing person to spend time with, and you're going to have an incredible life. Regardless of what the important things are in your life, you're going to be able to approach every day in the best way possible. So I hope that's a little bit clearer, and I really hope that that's something that motivates you to do for yourself and to achieve. And with all the videos I put together, by getting you to think about some of these things, by getting you to take action on a daily basis towards a lot of these things, I'm really hoping that you are going to be able to do this for yourself, and it's going to be something that's going to stay with you forever. All right, now, top 5 action steps. These are things I want you to be able to think about and do, and they become practical, okay? Plan. So, nice and simple here. For you to be able to feel empowered, you need a plan, okay? You need a program to be able to follow. So the whole idea of planning is, we don't ever as human beings plan to fail, we fail to plan. And by having a plan and sticking to it and achieving it, all right, even if you don't achieve the end result you wanted to, being able to test and measure how you went because we had a plan in place that gives us something to look back on, is the key ingredient in being able to achieve amazing results. And for you to feel empowered because you have knowledge. You're not guessing anymore. You're not trying to work out what did happen, what didn't happen, what went right, what went wrong. You have a plan that you can then critique, go back over, get some feedback from, adjust, tweak, whatever we need to do. You have a plan that you're following. You are planning for success rather than crossing fingers and hoping that it's going to happen. All right. And with anything that you do in life, the more that you have a plan designed to succeed, even if you don't end up with the end result, what direction do you think you're heading in? Do you think you're heading in a direction that's going to lead you closer to that goal or to success or that result, compared to if you don't plan at all and you just hope that one day you'll end up there? And I'll just think positively and hopefully I'll end up there. And yes, thinking positively is great, but if you don't have a plan to follow, you know, you're going to struggle a lot more, or it's going to take you a hell of a lot longer to end up where you want. All right. Number 2, take action. And if I could jump up and down enough times, if I could imprint this in everybody that I've ever talked to in my entire life, this is the mojo. It's the energy. It's the reason why we do or we don't do things. And if you can take action on a consistent daily basis towards what you want to achieve, all right, you will get there. I promise you, you will get there. Whether it's in the shape and form that you're picturing now, or whether it evolves and it becomes something even greater that you end up with, which is what tends to happen. All right, but you got there because you took action. Nobody else. You took responsibility for what you wanted to do. You broke things down into practical steps and you did them. All right, and nothing stopped you. And yeah, things are going to come up, that are going to change the plan. You know, often if I was to draw a picture, you know, it would be more like a zigzag. You're going to take a step forward and sometimes you're going to have to sidestep. You're going to take another step forward and sometimes you have to sidestep that way, because things are going to happen. You're going to have to adjust and you're going to have to be adaptable as well. But now at least you have a plan and you're taking action based on that plan. You've made a choice of where you want to go. You've got a clear picture of the version of yourself or the end goal result that you want to achieve. Now you're taking action towards it, all right? Because there's no point at all in ever having a plan, ever having an idea or a great, you know, goal or something that you really want to achieve. There's no point in having that if you're not going to be prepared to take action on it and do the things that are necessary to end up where you want to. So, like I said, if I could jump down and stamp it on you, I really would, because I promise you, if you do that, regardless of what level, what scale, how big, whatever else, just do it consistently. Promise yourself and promise me on a daily basis that you're going to take one step forward, okay? I don't care how big that step is, just take one. Choose one thing every single day that's going to move you forward. And before you know it, there's 10 steps, there's 20, there's 50, there's 1,000, okay? And each one of those steps is going to gain a bit more momentum. Why? Because you can see the direction you're moving in now. You know, it's like that horrible car trip that seems so far away, but when you can see the end destination, you can see the direction you're heading in, suddenly time flies. Suddenly you were there and you didn't even realize it. So again, with your own journey and your own transformation journey, take action and follow the plan. Number 3, change your beliefs. And hopefully you've watched my video on how to create change and ending up with the results that you want. If you haven't, please go and watch it, okay? It's not too long, but it really does break down for you how to end up with the result that you want and how to create any change in your life that you really want to aim for, or that's something that you're struggling with now. How can you look at it in a different way to end up with a different result? Okay, so please watch that. In terms of an action step, what I want you to do is I want you, and I've got you to do this in one of the other videos I put together, write down what your new beliefs are. So we did that exercise where you wrote down what your 10 beliefs are that are holding you back the most, all right? What your new behaviors and attitude was, and what your new action steps are, and then what your new beliefs are. Once you've got those new beliefs, all right, we've already attached some action plan and action steps towards them. I want you on a daily basis to read, to write down, to tell yourself, to say out loud, whatever it might be. You need to change your beliefs, and the only way to do that is with repetition, okay? I have goals up in my office, I have them in my mirror, in my bathroom, I have them on my screensaver, I have them in my phone that come up as reminders throughout the day that just, you know, snap me back into focus on what I'm trying to work on and what I'm trying to achieve. And therefore, I always feel like I'm able to still move forward, or at least feel clear and empowered about what I'm trying to do and who I'm trying to be. Because these beliefs aren't your beliefs that are holding you back, okay? These aren't the beliefs that, you know, I am overweight and I've always struggled to lose weight, or I can't do that because I've never had the money, or I'd love to be able to travel the world but I could never do that. I don't care what your old beliefs are, they're gone. These beliefs are who you want to be, what you want to have in your life, and how you want to feel. And if you focus on these on a daily basis, and I would implore you to do it morning and night, okay? And if you want to do the same thing as me, I have 10. They come up throughout my day at different intervals, literally flash up. Just one will come up, all right, and then I'll just read it. Take me 30 seconds. I just let myself think about that point for a little bit. What's the end goal look like? How am I feeling when I've achieved that? What is that new belief attached to, okay? And you want to attach it to something positive that you want to be able to feel, not something negative that will be able to hold you back, okay? So just make it part of your daily plan, make it part of what you do. If you feel like that's too wishy-washy for you and you're not really down with that, think about it from a practical point of view. If you're focusing on positive things and you're focusing on an end goal, being a better version of yourself, either weight-wise, clothes-wise, ability, doing things that you're not doing now, practical things, if you don't want to attach any emotion to it, if you're focusing on those things on a day-to-day basis, guess where you're more than likely to end up? Okay? Number 4, your best. Might sound corny to some of you, but the amount of times I've had to have a conversation with somebody, and especially with a lot of women, and we've had to sit there and look at each other in the eye and say, why did you not do your best? Why? For what reason did you give me half of your best? If I asked you to rank what you've put into this, or what you achieved, or how you approach this, if I asked you to rank yourself between 1 to 10, how would you rank yourself? Would you give yourself a 9 or a 10? Would you give yourself a 4 or a 5? And having that conversation, I'm realizing that you chose, maybe not consciously, maybe partly consciously, you chose to give yourself or that effort or that commitment a 4 or a 5, okay? You need to feel that. Hopefully that hurts a little bit and becomes a bit of a moment, because you made the choice to do less. How do you think the result's going to be at the end of that? Do you think it's going to be a great result if you chose to give less? The answer's going to be no. All right? And you really need to face that, and face it in a nice, easy, practical way like that. Yeah, I want you to feel it, but then I want you to deal with it on a practical level. 1 to 10, where do I rank? I gave myself a 5. That's shit, not good enough. What am I going to give myself next time? And how am I going to change my approach to do more? To give my best, all right? And for you to be able to do your best every single time, you need to bring your A game. And with all the different programs we've put together, the Strong and Sexy, it's something that I constantly try and keep you motivated towards is, okay, you've had a tough month, you've had lots to focus on, you've really pushed hard with this program, but don't settle. Have a couple of days off. Have a graduation party at the end of a program. Go have an awesome treat night. Completely have a brain break. All right, and come back ready to rumble, because I don't want you going to this next program with a 6 out of 10. I don't want you going into your next food plan doing 3 days a week good food and 4 days a week sort of whatever. I want your best, and I want you to want your best. And if you start doing that and approaching everything that you do in your life with your best, and sometimes your best might not be the absolute best that you could have done, but it's your best in that moment. Or it was the best choice, it was the best option, it was the best, I guess, commitment that you could put in at that time. And don't lie to yourself, it needs to be your best. Otherwise you will know, and your body will know, and your mind will know that you gave yourself, you chose to do less again. And that's something that you need to now tell yourself, hang on, doing less is no longer an option for me. It's a non-negotiable. Sorry brain, sorry body. From now on, all we give is our best. And how do you think your life's going to be? How do you think the results are going to be in your life and with your body and with weight loss if you approach everything with your best? All right. Last one here, all right, and I'm a big believer in this. Be you, okay? Often we spend so much time being pulled in different directions and being stimulated by so many different things that we forget who we are. We forget to be me. You forget to be you. You forget, you have 3 kids running around that constantly demanding time and energy from you, or you're at work and you're dealing with projects and different staff members, and you have a huge social life and everybody's trying to find out what everybody's doing and talking about everybody all the time as a nice distraction. But what happened to you? Do you feel like you know you better or worse? And being you and being able to change your beliefs of who you is and what is the version of you. What do you look like now? What things and actions do you do on a daily basis as this new version of yourself? Because forget about what's brought you to where you are now. You're going to spend time recognizing that. In some of the other videos, I get you to do that as an exercise. But forget about it now, because everything that's led you to where you are now has been lessons, has been created who you are as a person. So feel good about that, but be done with it. Don't carry it around anymore, especially the actions that have led you to feel the way that you do about your body and yourself. If they're things that aren't in line with your new beliefs, they're not in line with the new version of yourself that you want to be, get rid of them. Kick them to the curb. You don't need them anymore. What you do need to do though is you need to work out, what are my new beliefs? What are the new action steps that this version of myself does on a daily basis? And yeah, you're going to have moments where you slip back and slip out, but if you're conscious about this, and that's why there are 5 action steps. What things do you need to do on a daily basis to be you? What time do I get up? What do I do with my food for the day? How do I talk to myself? Did I read my beliefs this morning? What time am I training? What's my training program? Who am I catching up with tonight? Have I got enough food in the fridge for a healthy dinner, or do I need to go to the grocery store on the way home? Do I listen to an audiobook when I'm in the car, when I go for a jog this morning? What things have I done for me today to make myself feel better? And there's nothing wrong with little treats and rewards. If anything, I say go for it. But again, make sure it's in line with who you want to be. And if you get really sad and pathetic like me, sometimes it's a nice protein shake. And rather than having to make it myself, I sit at the juice bar and they make it for me. But it's just that nice timeout moment where I'm just going to kick back. They can make my shake. I'm going to sit back and just enjoy a bit of time to myself. So on a practical level, I want you to feel empowered. And I explained to you in the beginning of this video what that really means. And I really hope that that gets you charged up and motivated to really work hard on all of this. Action steps, being able to follow a plan, taking action towards it, spending time changing your beliefs, always bringing your best, bringing your A game, regardless of anything else. What's your best today, and what's my best effort that I can put into this situation? And what's the best version of me? And what does this best version of me do on a daily basis? And how good does it feel to be me? Okay? Screw everybody else. I don't care what anybody else thinks anymore, because I feel empowered enough, self-confident enough. My self-worth is high enough that I love me. Okay? And do you think you're going to be a fun person to hang around? Do you think your life is going to be more enjoyable on a day-to-day basis if you start to love you and enjoy the version of yourself that you're being and becoming? The answer is hell yeah. You're going to love every minute of it. And that's why I often say that the best part for me as a coach is the transformation journey with all of my female clients as people, rather than just weight loss. Weight loss is amazing, and I love watching bodies change and lives change, but watching a person change and become a better version of themselves, and even you spend time, help other people do the same things for themselves. Teaching is one of the greatest tools and learning tools that we can ever have. What you'll learn about yourself when you teach is almost greater than what you could ever learn just by, taking it in on your own. So spend time helping others, inspire others. Go from being somebody who is unhappy with themselves to being somebody that inspires others. And the amount of times that I've seen that, and it's one of my favorite things about working with females, is how that you love to do that for each other. And I think it's amazing. So go out again, be great, be happy, and charge into every day full of passion and determination.